Hello, my name is Debra Baker, and I am so grateful that you have joined me for this meditation today. I'm going to continue with my new format this week and see if I get more feedback one way or the other. I thought it worked kind of well. I know I kind of meditate better if I don't have something that I feel like I need to look at. So we'll have a little bit of conversation at the beginning, and then I'll switch it to my little spinning sphere fountain back here. And we will complete the meditation then. So let's take our 3 nice deep breaths. And make your next breath a little deeper. Go fill the air a little more deeply into the bottom of your lungs. And this time all the way down to your tailbone. Take the deepest breath you've taken all day. Hold it for a second. And then release it really, really slowly. Just taking 3 deep breaths like that has a profound impact on our body's well-being. So I invite you to do that a few times throughout the day, in the days and weeks ahead, especially when we're coming up to the holidays. So I was asking Spirit, what will be the theme for our meditation today, and the word I got was adventure. And I believe it was Albert Einstein who said, you can look at life as, all miracles, or life as a miracle, or not, and how you perceive it determines how it is. If you think about if you've ever had a 35 millimeter camera or any kind of camera that you can focus, what you focus on with your camera, here, and I'll play with this one. So, see, now it's focused on the sphere, should be. And you see how it's different? I'm not in focus anymore. And then when it switches back and it puts me in focus, it gives you a different picture. So what you focus on is extremely important. So when we do the meditation part today, I will focus a little bit on letting go, because sometimes our focus is, probably most of the time, our focus is habitual. We don't even think about what we're focusing on, we just do it. And if you know anybody, or you catch yourself having a negative attitude, it's not pretty. And I've had days that I think this is the 2nd week, or maybe the 3rd, that I recorded the meditation and then realized I forgot to turn my microphone on. So I got to record it all over again. And I could laugh at myself, or I could, be kvetching about it and complaining, and nobody wants to hear me complain. I don't want to hear me complain. But it's about reminding myself, life changes require a certain amount of discipline, the D word, And yet our persistence in making that small change, say you're going along and you're 2 parallel lines, and this one changes just a little bit. Doesn't look like much of a change here, but as you go on and you get farther away, it becomes a significant change. So don't underestimate the effort that you make and the small changes, because they add up. So I invite you today to think about something that's going to happen later on today. And I invite you to think about it as an as an adventure. So I usually do, the suggestions as they're coming through to me from Spirit. And so one of my things I get to do later on today is continue painting the inside of my closet. And I can look at it as, I put my painting clothes on and go upstairs and painting two different colors, which means I get to wash the brushes and the roller out and blah, blah, blah. Complaining, right? Or I can think of it as I get this time up there and I put my Christmas music on. It's getting close. And I enjoy the time. Yeah, it can be almost a meditative experience. So whatever it is that's on your plate for later on today, or if you're doing this meditation at night, whatever's on your plate for tomorrow, I invite you to just take one thing and consider how it can become an adventure. And how it can be a blessing. Because when we look at things as adventures, they also take on a sense of being a blessing. Because who doesn't love an adventure? I hear people say sometimes that they hate to fly. And I love flying. I love meeting strangers in airports and having conversations and thinking about what are the chances that my path crossed theirs. And we got to have these conversations, and there's a young girl that I met in the Philadelphia airport, and we had a conversation, and I still remember her, and that was in July, because she was just so darling, and part of that was because I chose to have a conversation with her, and I chose to, kind of be there for her. She asked me to watch her stuff while she ran up to the counter to get a boarding pass or something. And, I didn't have to say yes, but it's often for me when I say yes that I don't even realize I'm saying yes to adventure and yes to this small moment of camaraderie in an airport that I hope made her day a little bit better because it made mine a little bit better. And I got to fly this morning, and I had a very nice young lady next to me on the plane, and got to talk to a nice young man while I was in line at Starbucks, and I just love those interactions. And part of it is because I just love people, which part of it is my personality, and part of it is my choice. So I invite you to make a choice to see something in a different way today, or look for some adventure or some fun, or if you have to go on a detour, look around you. When we drove to the airport this morning, it was still dark out, and there were just deer everywhere. And I just love it. Deer are the most precious animals. They're not angry or vicious, they just live and let live. And I feel like that's a lesson for me. Live and let live. Accept life on life's terms, which I just love. Because when we accept life on life's terms, things go better. We allow more of the infinite presence that is moving in, through, and as us to be present in, through, and as us. We allow more and more of it, because that is our infinite selves. We are not separate from that infinite presence. We are not separate from God. We are an expression of God, an expression of the infinite, the one presence and the one power, expressing right here, right now, as you. So let's take another nice deep breath. And as we are relaxing our bodies, imagine that each breath brings in new fresh air and grabs with it something that no longer serves us. And so then when we exhale, it takes with it something that no longer serves us. So we breathe in peace, and we release whatever we don't need. I don't even want to give it a name. Beginning with our feet, just allowing our feet to get heavy, the bottoms of our feet to, open up and let go. Our feet, our ankles, our lower legs. Notice as you kind of breathe into them and allow them to let go, like popping little bubbles. That they get heavy because you're relaxing them, your knees, your upper legs. Allow your legs and feet to get really, really heavy. I would be willing to bet no one's watching you, so you don't have to worry about your posture or keeping your knees together if you're a lady. Just allow your body to relax and be a body. And feel the relaxation now in your tailbone and your sit bones and all the way up into your pelvis, your hips. There's a lot of muscles in our hips, around our hips, our tailbone, our lower torso, all around the pelvis. So just allow those muscles to go to a nice, relaxed state, neutral, releasing any shame that we might be feeling. And then feel that relaxation in your midsection, all around your tummy, your middle back, sides, middle front, your solar plexus, releasing any fear, any worry, any dread. Yeah, and notice the relaxation also in your fingers and thumbs, your hands, your wrists, your lower arms, your elbows, your upper arms, your biceps and triceps. And now notice that relaxation moving into your heart space. Feeling the infinite presence filling up your heart. Feeling the infinite presence filling up your heart space. Knowing that you are one with infinite love. I remember hearing as a child, God is love. I think there's actually a song that had that lyric in it, God is love. And let's take that a little farther. So if you are an expression of God, then you are an expression of love. So as you allow your sense of the infinite to fill up your heart space, you are filling your heart space up with love. Filling it so full that it overflows into your life, into your world. Fill the world with love. Feel it all around your shoulder blades, your sternum, your collarbone. Feel that relaxation move all the way up into your shoulders and your neck. Move your head around a little bit if you need to. Move your ears from side to side, maybe moving your chin a little until your neck feels peaceful. Feel that relaxation all the way through your head, all the way through your face. And feel that love energy, that peace, that infinite energy, the one presence and the one power filling up your head, neck, and shoulders, releasing any sense of anger or frustration, so that what you are left with is peace and love and calm and courage. So your body's completely relaxed. I invite you to just allow whatever comes to mind. If you need to release something that no longer serves you. And maybe it's someone else's opinion, either of you or of a situation. And, sometimes you hear someone's opinion and it's all you know about a situation, so you kind of, take it for what it is, and then you find out more information and you find out that what you had heard earlier was someone's opinion and it is not your opinion anymore. You can let go of it then. You can recognize that is someone else's opinion. If you're here in the United States, we had an election last week, and I'm sure everybody had some candidates that they wanted to win and some candidates they didn't want to win. And when we land at acceptance and know that, other people's opinions matter, everybody gets a vote, at least, like I said, here in the United States. But we don't have to take on someone else's opinion. At the same time, if something becomes a reality, for example, if your opinion is someone else should have been elected and they weren't, accepting the reality, or whatever may have happened, if you didn't want something to happen and it happened, the reality is it happened. And when we land back at acceptance, accepting life on life's terms and wearing life like a loose garment, not taking anything too seriously, including ourselves, maybe especially ourselves. Let's remember to laugh at ourselves, to take life lightly, to enjoy every moment. So adventure. Where does life present adventures that we miss? I'm so fortunate to have 10 grandchildren, and every moment that I get to spend with any of them is a possibility for adventure. Even if they're not feeling well, even if, I only have a moment with them. Just that, treasuring that moment when our two souls get to share the same space. A human life happens so quickly, and you think about maybe your own grandparents, if you were fortunate enough to have a relationship with them. Most of the time our grandparents are only in our lives for a short time, and what a precious time. And so I invite you in the week ahead to do 3 things. Number 1, remember to take 3 nice deep breaths as often as you can. Number 2, to look for adventure everywhere in every moment, because it lies there waiting for you to find it. And the third one is to be aware, if you can't find adventure, to be aware of what might be standing in your way, and to love yourself through that process, to love yourself through that awareness. Remember that you are whole and perfect exactly as you are, which means that you are an expression of the infinite, right here and right now. to have a wonderful week. Thank you for joining me again. And I know that you are a beautiful, beautiful soul, and the one presence moving in, through, and as me honors and recognizes and sends unconditional love to the one presence moving in, through, and as you. Namaste.